So, it's spelled B-O-U-X, and how do you pronounce it? Boo. I'm dyslexic. We just thought it was a great name. Boo Avenue did not exist 2.5 years ago. It was a figment of all our imagination. My imagination, my buying team's imagination, Fiona's imagination. And we decided we were going to start a lingerie business right in the middle, a retail lingerie business, right in the middle of one of the biggest recessions in living history. We had no name, no look. In fact, all we knew was we could create lingerie, we were good retailers, and we wanted to create a brand. So it was launched on April the 1st, 2011, was it? 2011, and it happened to be April Fool's Day. So, but we didn't worry about that. We still went ahead with the launch, and we launched with 6 stores. Tomorrow we're going to be opening our 21st store in Southampton. We have 4 stores overseas, so that's 25 in total. And we just signed a 29-store deal in the Middle East as well. Has anybody been to Boo Avenue here? There's a few. There's one in the Bullring, there's one in Maryhill. It's very different, isn't it? Okay, so when you decide you want to start a business or want to start a store, you need to have a look. And we created a look, and we created a name. We thought Boo gave us a lot of options going forward for the future. And the fact that I'm dyslexic, I thought it was funny to spell it that way. But more importantly, we're selling. We're shopkeepers. We put products in. As lovely as the product is, our job is to sell the product, to attract you to come into the stores and buy it. We can do that for various means. Our shop windows, which have to be attractive. They've got to attract your attention. And we have a rule. If we don't get your attention in 5 seconds as you walk past the shop, it means we've lost you. You're going to go past. You're not going to stop. So our windows are really, really important. They really are our shop window. We have a very, very good website. But of course, our shop window is our stores that will also drive you to the website. And then when you go in the store, we need to put the product in the places where you might want to buy it from, where it attracts your attention again. Like I've got 5 seconds to attract your attention as you walk past the windows, I've got possibly 10 seconds to attract your attention when you're in the store. So it's imperative that we get the store looking absolutely right, the products in absolutely the right places to help you make a decision and part with your hard-earned cash. That's what shopkeeping is all about. Oh, give you some great product and great service in the way. Now, Fiona's been with us since she was a little girl. I knew her when she was a punk. She's now a mummy.
Yeah.
And she no longer dresses up very stupidly.
I have my moments.
What do you do?
What do I do?
Yes.
Visual merchandising.
Visual merchandising.
Yes.
Does anybody know what visual merchandising is? You've got an idea. Okay, Fiona, maybe you're just going to want to share with us, because you've got a couple of dummies there.
Okay, yeah.
I don't know why
My
they're,
ladies
but can you
here.
explain to us what visual merchandising is?
Okay. The definition of visual merchandising is actually presentation of product to sell an item. Okay? And what I'd like to run through with you today is basically why I got into visual merchandising, how I got into visual merchandising, what attracts me in the visual merchandising world, and then explain how you can get into visual merchandising if it's what you'd like to do. Okay, so as Theo explained, we're all about underwear. I'm very fortunate enough to work for Boo Avenue, fantastic and gorgeous looking brand. And this is just to show you, we get to show off knickers, which is quite fun. Okay, why I got into visual merchandising. My passion in life is to create things. I love colour, I love fashion, I love trends, I love interiors, I love to move things around, which annoys my husband quite a bit because I move furniture. And I was able to find a job that actually fitted perfectly for that. I found a job in visual merchandising that encompasses every one of those elements. So I'm completely in my element, okay? key thing is I love to shop. So this has also helped me when I come into the visual merchandising world. It's one of the big main factors. I love to shop, so I love to explain and show in a retail environment how to shop, okay? Now, in the olden days, when I graduated from university, that's not Theo, by the way. It is that old, but it's not Theo. I graduated, actually, I thought I wanted to be a fantastic interior designer. I graduated with an interior designer degree, got into an interior design job out of university, fantastic, designing fantastic spaces, great retail units. Now, my offices closed down during Christmas, so I was bored, and I wanted something else to do for the Christmas time, and I got involved in retail. And this is where the whole world opened for me, because my part-time Christmas job turned into a fantastic retail career for me. I adored it. So much so that I actually passed in my interior design job, didn't want to be an interior designer, didn't want to do any of that. I wanted a career in retail. It was a fantastic environment to work in. I got to change things on a daily basis. It was great fun. It involved all kinds of elements that I loved. I got the retail bug. As soon as I got into retail, interiors can have it. It wasn't for me. Retail was definitely for me. I just wanted to share with you as well, this is the definition. Visual merchandising, the activity of promoting the sale of goods, especially by their presentation in retail outlets. Visual, as we pronounce it, it's about something that you see, liking that something that you see. It's about being eye-catching, okay? Why I love visual merchandising. Visual merchandising uses a broad spectrum of mediums, which can be from light to media, from texture, from sound. It encompasses everything that is all about retail. We obviously have a beautiful, beautiful retail environment here, but retail, I adore retail because no 2 days can ever, ever be the same. You have the ability to change a retail unit within hours. As I said before, my husband was sick of me moving furniture around the house, so this is a fantastic environment to be able to do that. I'm going to flick through. We have a broad spectrum of mediums. It's all about color, media, as I said. We're very fortunate enough in Boo Avenue to have digital through our store, which is a fantastic medium to be able to flick the switch on a promotion. We also have amazing videos, if any of you have seen our promotional stuff. We also have our beautiful decorative windows. As Theo had said, you have a second. You have a second for that, to lose that customer. If your windows aren't looking fantastic, you lose your sale, okay? Again, in our store, it's all about color, it's all about texture, it's all about guiding that customer through your store, making it easy to shop, making it shoppable. It's all about fun as well. It's all about using the color. We use the mannequins. We're fortunate enough to have a flexible mannequin in our store where we can change the color of them regularly, where they're not a static mannequin that you're then limited with what goes on, with how they look. We have digital screens around our store, which is fantastic. We're able to change our promotions. We can change the prices. We can change the imagery. We can do whatever we want on our digital screens. It's fantastic. It's our POS, really. It's our signage. Instead of having paper signage in our stores, we have a digital option. Again, you'll see on our smaller screens, we can show our digital images quickly rather than waiting to print. So it's all about speed. Visual merchandising is about presenting, but we're fortunate enough to be able to present that fairly quickly with all our POS, digital POS. It's also about the detail. VM is about, if you can imagine, visual merchandising is really about that. You know that when you go shopping to a supermarket, it's the detail. Does everybody always fall for that chocolate bar that's sitting at the supermarket at the till point? That's visual merchandising. It's making people purchase. It's making them buy. What we have to remember is all in the detail. It's little things like gift cards. It's add-on purchases. It's where your product is placed to make people buy. Okay? I'll explain to you my daily routine for Boo Avenue. apart from traveling around with Theo and doing talks to yourselves. I would visit the stores on a daily basis. My job role can involve setting up a window, which will involve dressing the mannequins, setting out props, purchasing the props, hanging mannequins, hanging banners, promotional banners. As you'll see here, it's about setting up the product, the props, making sure the detail is bang on so that nobody misses our colourful, fantastic, strong windows. Again, we have the option for digital, so we can show promotional videos in there as well. Ooh. You'll see some of them can be quite detailed, where we have a lot of detail. We had to hang every single one of these little baubles. So the job is a very challenging job, but it's such a rewarding job because you can see the rewards of your finished item. Your job also involves checking that your products are in the correct sightlines for customers to see. So my job, I would go in, check the detail is there. So as a customer, you would come in and be able to find exactly what you're looking for. You know what the price is, where it is, and how much it is. Okay. Again, you'll see we have a system in our store where the product is displayed above, and you purchase, and your sizes are clearly indicated below. Sorry, guys, I'm standing in front. So again, we would check that all our presentation is looking fantastic, our promotions are in key sight lines, and our product's been shown off to its best. Again, presentation is key here. We have some beautiful furniture around our store, and it's all about getting them into key sight lines so people can see your product looking at its best so they purchase. Again, you'll see it's also about creating wardrobes, so it's easy for customers to find exactly what they're looking for and to know what goes with what. Again, you'll know what items will mix with what. Here, it's very simple for a customer to get that add-on, to know what they need, and to buy maybe for a gift purchase. It's your job as a visual merchandiser to create that wardrobe that they are then going to purchase. And it's all about the detail. It's about standards. Presentation is key, as I've said before. And my job would be to go in just to check that everything is got a little bit of OCD, so that's where that comes into it. It's all about the detail in the presentation. Now, I always say that a retail environment is very like welcoming people into your own home. We have a beautiful concierge area. For those of you that have been into our stores, this is our presentation area, our seating area before you go into our gorgeous fitting suites. And this, again, is about welcoming people into having it looking as beautiful, making it comfortable. Obviously, I said it's like inviting people into your own home, but you obviously don't sell items in your own home. So it's making sure that everything is looking quite beautiful, but also presenting it so that people can purchase within that area. Another thing that's involved in my day-to-day basis is opening stores. Visual merchandising is an extremely rewarding and challenging job when you are able to see the amazing results once you've set out a beautiful store. This is our, I can't remember, you opened on the 17th of October now. This is our beautiful store in one of our gorgeous 21 stores. Which one? Oh yes, it's Arndale Centre. Sorry, I was there as well. It was a long week, very long week. So this is where you get involved on creating a beautiful space. It's such a challenging and rewarding job, as I've said already. But to create colour, to create a story in your window, it's very theatrical. And again, it's a great reward for people that like to change things constantly as fashion changes. Now, for those of you that have ever thought about going into retail, there are a few avenues to go in. There are qualifications in VM, which I know I got an interior design degree, and that was a great background. But there is a hands-on way of just getting into retail and working your way up within the business. Larger and more well-known high street retailers will look for qualifications. So if you were looking to go into a larger retailer as a visual merchandiser, they will obviously look for a qualification of some sort. And then degrees, again, in exhibition and retail. But I can certainly recommend that hands-on experience from myself, my personal experience, getting customer service experience, sales experience within the retail environment is key to help. Obviously, a creative eye is one thing. Organizational skills is another thing. Presentation, having a bit of a flair is a key factor to visual merchandising. But again, it's entirely up to yourself. I gained so much experience being a sales assistant, and I worked up from I started as a sales assistant at Christmas, having come out of my degree, and within a year I was in charge of 20 stores within another business. So retail is such a fast-paced environment that you can progress so quickly in that environment once you get into there. And again, having the knowledge of every aspect. The one thing that visual merchandising does link in with is every department within a retail head office. You will be the one department that's linked with buying, with merchandising, with the store teams, with every factor, property. You're linked with everybody in head office. So it's a key area within retail. Okay. Now, there's our lovely Theo. This is our opening day in our store. Theo has every day every opening we take a picture. And as you'll see, presentation just isn't about the product. It's also about the teams in store. As a VM, we also get involved in making sure that the girls look bootylicious, or how absolutely beautiful, as we say. It encompasses everything, even the music, even the scent in store. We have our gorgeous white chiffon scent that we spray in store every time somebody comes in. VM covers all kinds of aspects. So it's, yeah, I have a great passion for retail. I adore my job on a daily basis. No day is ever the same. As a VM, I can be doing a press event one day, I can be doing this another day, setting up a store, changing the look of a store, which is an amazing and rewarding thing to do. But yes, I love my job, and I hope I've relayed exactly what goes on in the visual world. It's a hectic job, it's a rewarding, it's an active job, and it can be very tiring, but extremely rewarding. So that's a very brief aspect, look into the Boo Avenue visual merchandising world. And I'll thank you very much.
A big round of applause for Fiona. Thank you, Fiona.
Thank you.
Good. We're going to do some questions and answers now. Did you all understand that? Excellent. We've got some roving mics. I've probably got the roving mic, which I'm going to give to you now. And I'm going to pick this one up. Okay, questions. Anybody got any questions? Lady at the front here.
Hi, Theo.
Hello.
Hiya. How would people apply for these roles?
How many people?
How would people go about applying for these roles?
Well, the great thing about the role is you need to have a passion and a flair. As you can see, it's quite artistic as well. So Fiona said you need qualifications.
But not necessarily.
They're not absolutely, totally necessary. If you've got a bent that actually allows you to organise, dress, design in your head and visualise, because none of this exists except in your head, and then you've got to visualise it. So the answer is, if you really think you've got a bent for it, and you really think you can do it, then you just apply to a retailer. Retailers need visual merchandisers all the time.
All the time.
Now, of course, you have to start at the bottom. If you've got no previous experience, no qualifications, you start at the bottom. That's not a bad thing. That's a great thing, and learn the business all the way through. So just apply to any retailer. We all use visual merchandisers.
And just flag, if you're working in a retail store, flag to the manager. Just say, I'd like to get involved, and because you'll quickly be picked up by the VM team when they come to visit, because in every store visit that I would have, I'd ask for a member of staff to help me. And there's always a VM team member in there that wants to help, and they progress so quickly within the business because there's a real demand for the team. So yeah.
Okay, other questions? Someone else must have a question.
Is anybody else looking into be a VM, or is it something you'd like to do?
Lady at the front.
Do you do retail apprenticeships within your stores? Sorry. Do you do retail apprenticeships within your stores?
Do we do retail apprentices? Of course we do. All our businesses do retail apprentices. Our starting is exactly how I started off, and it's a great place for people to start off in retail. You start at the beginning. You don't have to do 3 or 4 years at university. You learn while you earn while you learn. Doesn't get better than that. Good. Any other questions? No? Then if you please put your hands together for Fiona one more time. Thank you very much, Fiona.
Thank you.